And Dr. Husam Zomlot, the Palestinian ambassador.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, friends, thank you. It is my great honor to be here with you. And I am humbled indeed to be sharing this space tonight with such incredible talent on this very somber occasion. Thanks to Chris Rose, my good friend, and Sally Azam, and all the wonderful team here at the Amost Trust. Thank you all for the accomplished artists who are with us tonight. And I am truly out of words to follow the act of such powerful words, music, poem from such artists, musicians, those who recited. It is really a difficult act to follow, and particularly just after my good friend Adnan Jubran. That was not just a music instrument, that was a story of a nation. And Adnan brings that story of a nation. It does come out of his heart, but it brings us all together, and we are so proud of the trio Jubran and all that they have done, and the unity of the Palestinian people they brought, bringing Mahmoud Darwish to the fore. And therefore, allow me to thank you all here tonight for the solidarity and for clinging into your moral compass in this dark moment for humanity, this time of genocide. We are here to remember and honor. We are here to remember and honor the more than 42,000 people who have been killed over the past year, and the many thousands who lie undiscovered, buried under rubble, and the tens of thousands who have died from related causes because they couldn't find any help from Gaza's decimated health sector, which Israel has, as you have followed, directly and deliberately targeted. Or they couldn't find medicine, or water, or food, which Israel is openly preventing from reaching Gaza. Those who succumbed to disease and starvation, sending the real death toll to more than 182,000, according to the UK's Lancet. That's 8% of Gaza's population. In UK terms, that would be more than 5 million innocent civilians murdered. We are here to remember Hanan Zaanin, just 8 years old, who died of severe malnutrition in June. Her rib cage barely contained by her skin when she finally passed away. We are here to honor the 3 elderly El-Ghalayini sisters, Maysoon, 8 years old, Rufaida, 65 years old, and Arwa, 61, who were attacked in their home in Gaza City in July. A retired civil servant, a mental health professional, and a university were their bones. These, the bones they gathered and buried the 3 sisters together. We are here to remember Dr. Maysara Rais, a fresh graduate from the King's College Medical School here, who went back to Gaza, and a friend of mine. I'm very honored of our friendship. A friend of mine from Gaza, a friend of mine from London. He went back. His specialization is in women and children, so he helped his people. Dr. Reyes had the courage and moral integrity to come to the aid of a people suffering a genocide. He lost his life doing so because of yet another Israeli airstrike on his home. We must not fall into the trap of forgetting the men who have been killed in huge numbers, because often we focus on the children and the women. But who speaks on behalf of the Gaza men? Who speaks on behalf of the Palestinian men? And I am here to remember my family, members of my own family, many of them, including only yesterday, Husam Zomlot, who was 5 years old in the north of Gaza when he received a sharp in his head and succumbed a few hours later. We are here to remember and honor whole families slaughtered together in Israel's indiscriminate bombardment. Doctors and nurses, humanitarian workers and journalists, fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, children and grandparents, men and women. Friends, we're here to remember and honor, but I find it hard to contain my anger and my grief. My anger at those who still justify, who still actively support these appalling atrocities unfolding in front of our eyes. Humanity and human history first. This is human history's first live-streamed genocide. Like only a few hours ago in that UNRWA school in Jabalia refugee camp. If some of you have seen the images of these brave, brave women, mothers, documented the slaying, the murdering of their own children and neighbors and friends. My grief at the senseless killing, the appalling losses, the indescribable trauma, and the deep, deep pain. The 17,000 children who are now orphans. We are here to remember and honor, but we are also here to draw strength. We are here to draw strength from our shared humanity, from our shared values, and from our love for one another. Here to draw strength from you, each and every one of you gathered here tonight. Here to draw strength from a solidarity movement that is growing bigger and stronger and more determined with every passing day. A global movement for justice, unrivaled since the anti-apartheid movement of the 1980s. That is bringing millions upon millions into the streets every single week, every day, all over the world. A global movement that has its epicenter right here in the UK, in London, with you and the millions like you who stand and march and protest and do it over and over again. You cannot deny a people's desire to be free. You cannot kill a global movement for justice. You cannot bomb away the fundamental principles of basic morality. The last mile, my friends, they say is the hardest. And it is the hardest. But we will walk that mile together. We will grieve together. We will heal together. They also say it is darkest before the dawn, but together we will stay the distance. We will support each other. We will guide each other, and we will encourage each other. May the memory of all those who have been killed inspire us and fortify us to push through the darkness and into the light for a liberated Palestine and a better world. Thank you.